Sigma males are characterized by their intelligence. They love intellectual challenges, and anything that allows them to use their creativity gets them going. That's why certain phrases or questions can make a Sigma man feel uneasy due to their high emotional intelligence. In this video, I will go over 7 phrases you should not say to a Sigma male. Number 1. Why don't you give up? Sigma men are stubborn and adaptable individuals who do not give up, despite the obstacles they encounter while pursuing their desires. Once they set a goal, they never give up until they realize it. Therefore, encouraging them to give up is tantamount to encouraging them to lose. In fact, this is an excellent way to encourage them to go even further. They have an unshakable determination, and they cannot be deterred by anyone or anything that blocks their path. Sigmas are sensitive individuals who hide their emotions. They experience intense emotions, especially about their ambitions and aspirations. Advising them to give up their goals can cause hurt feelings and damage your connections with them. Unless you take their point of view into account, it may be difficult to perceive why this is so important to them. Therefore, it is best to avoid making such comments so as not to cause them distress. One of the qualities that drive Sigmas to success is their perseverance. Number 2. But everybody does it. Sigma men are the kind of men who do things their own way. They aren't bothered by the thoughts or actions of others, and they refuse to let anyone control their lives. Thus, informing them that everyone is doing something would not persuade them to follow suit. In fact, it is probable that it would have the opposite outcome. Instead, it would arouse suspicions in their minds and cause them to become more guarded about the situation. They'll begin to question why everyone's following suit and if there's something they're not being informed about. Once Sigmas start probing, they won't let up until they uncover the truth. Just because something is always done a certain way, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the optimal approach. Sigma males are fiercely independent individuals who treasure their freedom. They don't appreciate being commanded, particularly by someone who aims to mold them into the crowd. If you want to endear yourself to them, it's best to permit them to make their own choices. Number 3. Why are you always quiet? Sigma men are frequently labeled as quiet, which can make them feel uncomfortable when people mistake this for shyness. However, this is not accurate, as Sigma men do not necessarily possess shyness, but rather enjoy listening and learning from others instead of having the need to talk excessively. In appropriate situations, they can be extremely energetic. However, the reality is that they do not enjoy talking much. Sigma men are often perceived as disinterested or arrogant due to their tendency to remain silent. Unless a strong bond is formed with the person they're conversing with, they prefer to avoid drawing attention to themselves and being showy or loud. Number 4. Why are you always so glum? Authenticity is paramount for Sigmas, and they don't shy away from it. Advising them to grin more is to ask them to pretend to be someone else, and this is a hurtful suggestion that only causes discomfort. Smiling or laughing constantly does not come naturally to them, but this doesn't mean that they have no sense of humor. They merely express it differently to others. Don't expect them to smile if they don't want to. Don't expect them to smile if they don't want to. It's not personal if they don't smile back. Sigma males are perceived as distant and chilly, as they are not as emotional as others. However, this is not always correct. They may be kind and sympathetic, but display their affection differently. Number 5. It's beyond you. If you say this to a Sigma man, you are insulting him and his abilities. Sigma men do not take such statements lightly, as they always have the urge to learn new skills, techniques, and dive into the details of anything they see as a challenge. Telling a Sigma that something is above his level only fuels his ambition to succeed. This is not to show the doubter that they are mistaken, but to demonstrate to them that they can accomplish anything they put their mind to. Sigmas are often tough on themselves, so if they fail, they get back up and try again until they succeed. When a Sigma completes a challenging task, they give themselves an affirmation, which is what they rely on, rather than seeking external validation from others. Number 6. You are selfish. Sigma males are reputed for expressing their bold viewpoints without fear. This quality may be perceived as selfishness by some, but it's actually a sign of self-confidence. If a Sigma expresses their opinion, chances are they've carefully considered it. If a Sigma expresses their opinion, chances are they've carefully considered it. They don't shy away from disagreement and strongly believe in expressing themselves clearly. This level of honesty can be challenging for some, but it's an inherent part of the Sigma personality. If you can't handle someone with a strong viewpoint, then a Sigma probably isn't the right fit for you. They're usually quiet and prefer to be in the background. However, when they do speak, their words hold significant importance. A Sigma chooses to express their mind when they firmly believe in what they're saying. Therefore, if you trust the Sigma's viewpoint, understand that they mean it genuinely. Number 7. Can you explain it one more time? Sigma males are not the type of men who are patient when it comes to explaining things. This is because their mind works at a fast pace and processes a lot of ideas in a short time. If you interrupt them or ask them to slow down, it can disrupt their flow of thoughts. They often speak in a quick and concise way and can be hard to follow if you're not on the same wavelength. This is because they want to express their ideas as efficiently as possible so they can move on to the next thing. Asking them to explain something again is only going to annoy them. They might even think you're not paying attention or not interested in what they're saying. Sigmas hate having to repeat themselves or go over something more than once. This is because they value their time and don't want to waste it with people who can't keep up. They're already trying to explain as clearly as they can, so asking them to do it again will only irritate them. For example, imagine that you're having a conversation with a Sigma male and he's telling you about his latest project or idea. He's speaking fast and using technical terms or jargon that you don't understand. You could ask him to explain what he means or to slow down, but that would show that you're not on his level or that you're not curious enough to learn more. He might get frustrated and lose interest in talking to you. He might even think that you're trying to undermine his intelligence or challenge his authority. Instead, you could try to listen carefully and ask relevant questions that show that you're engaged and interested in what he's saying. You could also do some research on your own or look up the terms or concepts that he mentioned. This would show that you're willing to learn and that you respect his knowledge and expertise. Alternatively, imagine that you're working with a Sigma male on a task or a problem, and he's explaining his solution or strategy. He's speaking clearly and logically, but you're having trouble following his reasoning or understanding his steps. You could ask him to explain it again or to simplify it, but that would show that you're not capable or competent enough to work with him. He might get annoyed and lose confidence in your abilities. He might even think that you're trying to slow him down or sabotage his work. Instead, you could try to pay attention and take notes of what he's saying. You could also ask him to show you some examples or evidence that support his solution or strategy. This would show that you're eager to learn and that you trust his judgment and expertise. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment below. For more information about Sigma males, check out our other videos on this channel. Thank you for watching. If you aspire to do good, please like and subscribe to this video. Click on the video to discover how Sigma males hypnotize women.